Alright, now we're gonna hop over to Ichigo versus Yusuke. Now, I will admit, I've never seen Yu Yu Hakusho, so I don't know nothing about him, so I'm putting my money on Ichigo.
Alright.
So let's see how this goes. Death Battle.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are carried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great, till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling.
He stomped his face to the
Upon meeting a
concrete.
Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword. His spirit aura is so strong, it can stun-lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters Orihime, Chad, and Uryu, plus Rukia. It was the Shinigami's job to tear hollows a new hole.
Wait, they're not wrong.
Balancing responsibilities in school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a super-powered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double Ghost Sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the Sword Beam to end all sword beams, Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculously strong, even from frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus,
Oh, I assume Kars was gonna pick a Yusuke, right?
No, I'm actually picking Ichigo for this one.
Ah, okay. Then we're both picking Ichigo for this one. I just kind of assumed since I picked Ichigo.
early on,
Well, you know what they say about assuming. It makes an X out of you and Ming. Yeah, I went there.
Really? Really? You really had to go there?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya
You're
guy's
using
so bad,
Yusuke?
Ichigo can't
Okay.
even see him.
Well, let's
Time for
see
a
if we
good
can win against you,
old-fashioned
Knight.
Training arc. Hit the music.
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master. Bankai!
In Bankai, his
Bankai.
fame skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole frickin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
I like the other one better.
Grimjow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with that main character,
No, I like the video I found where a guy said like this. My buddy said it to me. He said, it's like, Ichigo, when he does that, he says, sorry, Grimjaw, I can't afford to lose. My bee's watching. I can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
Right before he cuts him down, said, my bee's watching. I can't afford to lose. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much all it is. Like, hey. Like, I can't afford to lose. She watching.
Oh, Night, you haven't seen Bleach or Yu Yu Hakusho? Oh man, you gotta watch Bleach at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watch them both. They're both really good.
I honestly need to watch Yu Yu Hakusho. I may do that if I get it. Nope. Wow, okay. He's just like,
Really?
nope. Oh well, to each their own, I guess. But yeah, yeah, I
Let's get
actually
back
need
to
to
it.
watch Yu Yu Hakusho. I haven't got a chance to watch that yet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to it.
Yep.
Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song, Rude.
Ichigo needed
Oh,
to
yeah,
tap
that was a
into
major
his
moment.
unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to
Oh, hang on. You can name this one. You versus Chad on this Death Battle. I'm sorry, Chad, but you're going down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Between my mythical creature transformations and stuff, all the spells that I know, and a bunch of weapons I can summon, y'all don't stand a chance. I even got techniques to become a type of god. I'm OP. Hopefully we'll explore more into that whenever the comic gets out.
protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia.
No, it's the classic case of I had power and I lost it. That's all it is.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's the classic example of, oh, I had an exciting life. Now I got to go back to my normal everyday. I'm bored.
Yeah.
That's what I chalked it up to. It was like it wasn't really depression. He's bored. He's like my life was so exciting. Now I'm bored.
Well, you could also say it's the case of, yeah, I lost my powers, but I'm the main character, so I'll get it back eventually.
Right.
Yep.
And everything. And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his two Sanbakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other Hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and 2 new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. Or dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi,
Undead.
who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all 3 realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Ray Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally
Yeah.
content. And 10 years later,
Which I'm
Unfortunately,
hoping the anime. I'm hoping the anime. That's what everybody's biggest hope is.
because from what I
'Cause that's what
understood, the mangaka, he wasn't able to sew the true Bankai because his editors and stuff was like, you gotta hurry up, man. You gotta hurry up. You gotta finish the story.
Well, yeah. Well, no, yeah. They were rushed. He was rushed. He
Mhm.
said, even he admitted it. He said, I would have kept going. I wanted to expand on it more, but I rushed, and I had no choice. So that's what everybody said. That's why the anime looks so much better, because he's like, I'm finally telling you the story I wanted to tell you and expand on the stuff I wanted to expand on.
Exactly. And that's a real shame because Bleach, along with Naruto and One Piece, was the big 3 back in 2000s.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to it.
Yeah.
he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
Yep.
Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to fight.
He's
It's what
basically
keeps
following
him
the
going.
Kazuma lifestyle.
Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw himself in front of a speeding car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul.
Oh,
It was
the
a
Grim
blue-haired
Revenger.
anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole.
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you were
What?
talking about me versus y'all. Knight pretty much says, like, that's chat decided who will win this death battle. Well,
Okay.
mm-hmm. Y'all pretty much decide who you think will win. But we're gonna put our bets on Ichigo. Hopefully he'll win.
That the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
Oh yeah, when you watch that scene, it's heartbreaking.
Far more than
No.
he ever expected. Yusuke had a
No, when
change
you
of
see
heart
him, he's
and
like,
accepted Koenma's
it's-
offer.
It's like when Yusuke died, that scene with the guy in the blue, Kuwabara.
Yeah.
He's like literally screaming his head off, like, who am I supposed to fight now? And he's like, and his friends had to actually drag him out of there. like, like when you watch, you're like, God dang. It's like, but it was just to prove a point because that's what he said in the thing. He said, oh, no one's gonna miss me when I'm gone. And then like when that's why literally it's so he thought nobody missed him so much that when he actually saw, like you said, his girlfriend, his love interest Keiko cry, he goes, is she shedding those tears for me?
Mm-hmm. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that pretty much applies to real life as well. Like, you never know who'll miss you until it's too late. So
Mhm.
cherish those around you. Sponsored by MagiQDog. Okay, let's get to this.
Returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demonkind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary warrior Bankai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun! At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually, he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
Dang.
The Spirit Gun is more
Finger
versatile than it
blasting.
appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a spirit shotgun, a mighty
Can't wait
AoE
to see it.
blast, or a spirit punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the spirit wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart, and his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Cabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C
Yeah.
and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass.
No,
We're
you really
talking
have
end of the
to.
world.
I wouldn't know. Like I said, I need to watch this series.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
As Yusuke
Try to prove a
forged
point.
bonds with new
One of the
allies,
guys, one of the
demons
characters is S class, and he was literally malnourished, and Yusuke couldn't land a hit on him. That's how
Wow.
bad it was. No, it's so bad. It's literally like it's so bad that they had to basically get their own form of Squad Zero to deal with them. Be like, hey, like if they get through, we got a problem. Like if they get through, there's nothing we could do to stop them. They're that strong.
I really need to watch this series.
Oh, like it's so bad. They literally said they had to make a barrier, and it wasn't even to keep the lesser demons in, it was keep the S class in. Yeah, like I said, and it's like it's terror. It was actually, honestly, it was terrifying. But anyway, let's keep going.
Right.
In Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive and protect his loved ones, so he had no
Oh,
choice
yeah.
but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules
So
per second.
officially like
Small
this,
stars
I'll give you,
like
I'll
red
give you,
dwarfs
I'll give you the the way they explain. Well, the anime uses a different way of explaining it, but basically, she basically gives him all her power, but she said this could power an entire city block for 10 years.
That's a lot of power.
That's what I'm saying. And he had to, and he was his body. His test was he had to absorb it and make it acclimate to his body, but it was so bad that he started Like, the pain was so excruciating. He was literally bashing his head into the walls of a cave to stop it because he was in that much pain.
Ooh.
Like I said, when you watch, like I said, Q, if you watch it, you'll be like, dude, like it was so bad when he finally mastered it. He literally, when he stood up, he was like blood came out of his body.
Ooh.
Like it was bad. But yeah, that's basically what it is.
All right. Yeah, I definitely need to check it out. I mean, I've had people
Oh, yeah.
telling me that I need to watch it, and I just need to sit down and watch it.
Oh yeah.
Put about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Taguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he overloaded Yakumo with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long.
So just to put it into perspective, it's like how if A-class is the pinnacle, S-class would be the peak.
Oh yeah. Let's
Like,
see.
yeah.
Well-
Like it was so and it was so bad that, but I'll give you some funny backstory on that Sensui guy. You're gonna laugh, well, not laugh, but so the reason he went bad is because so there's two reasons. One, he saw how all these rich people were, so demons were getting through a long time ago, and all these rich humans were capturing them, experimenting on them, making them fight different other inhuman stuff. And then the second reason, because there's two tapes. There's called Chapter Black and there's called Chapter White. Chapter Black Chapter Black Q has all the evils humanity has ever done on it.
Mhm.
So the trick is you're supposed to watch them both together, because Chapter White has all the good on it.
Okay.
But they basically said, but Shinsui watched Chapter Black. So he literally thought humanity needs to be, basically, it's like, think about it. You've watched all the evils that humanity has committed over like God knows how many years. Yeah, you go insane too and be like, we need to be destroyed. Like, that's why you have to watch it with the white video to be like, okay, we've done good, but we've also done a very ton of bad.
I see.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Trying to
Alrighty.
get that out there, because I know people hadn't seen it. You were just so you
Turns
figure that out.
Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally, Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in existence, Ryzen, the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Ryzen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by
Ooh.
demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-Class.
And making him
Dang.
a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's secret energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he found his happy ending.
But I wouldn't piss him off if you can avoid it. Get him in the right mood or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Long has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
What is this?
The original Death Battle.
Oh, okay, let's get that.
All right, the combatants
I
are
was like, what is
set,
this?
and we've run the
He was like, what
gamut
is
of all
this?
possibilities.
He was like, what is this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Death Battle!
All right, let's see who wins. You believe? Ooh.
It's a demon. That's a hollow. No doubt about it. Spirit guide! Getsuga, Tensho!
Oh, not down there. Ah, that was dirty.
That's the point.
Oh, God.
Hollow. Chump change. Reckless idiot! What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah. Getsuga! Yujisho! Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Ooh.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner?
Let's do it, like old times.
Ooh, nice.
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
Okay.
Give me a freaking break. See you on the other side.
Oh.
You think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Togoro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given his months of Bankai training,
And all those swords! He just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too! He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the
Yep,
rematch.
GG.
Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kinda both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is
That's
crazy.
too much.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized world.
Oh,
Plus, Ichigo
interesting.
matched Yuhabak in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way, but the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichi goes.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
Next time on...
Well, it's the same.
Uh,
I always say it's the same. It's the same thing like Maka and Ruby. It was the same thing.
pretty much. I mean,
Because you remember they said the same thing about, because let's be real. Without everything else into play, it was that Maka had more abilities to play with.
pretty much, exactly.
Let's face it, Ruby was more. I know Ruby tends to be more realistic, quote unquote. So they didn't have like you said, remember how when they got the upgrade and all Ruby's scythe did was like it just turned around, like that was it.
Pretty
Like,
much.
You didn't really give me like any brand new. Like, I'll be honest with you. You know what I thought she was gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I honestly thought she was gonna add a chain to it
That would have been so cool.
to let the scythe come out and you like spin it so she has greater range, plus also trapping, spinning, like grappling people, like throwing them around. Like that would have been awesome.
That
Especially
would have
with her.
been awesome.
Which, like I said, I was like, why didn't y'all go with that idea? Because that would have been an awesome way to show how, because as skilled as she is, especially because she was trained by Crow, that would have made more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to expand, because, like, here's the thing, is like because remember, like Osmond said, you're not good at close combat, so I'd be like, okay, let's keep you at a range then.
Chains would have been so cool, but unfortunately, different creators and stuff, different ideas.
Yeah. I hate Monty died before we could see the end.
I know, God rest his soul.